I thought there was a lot about that game, taking the Quinn Ewers thing out of the equation for a second. I thought there was a lot about that game that felt like it was at least 1 or 2 steps further than I thought Texas was going to be. There were a lot of Texas fans that would have been willing to walk out of there with a 10-point loss, a 15-point loss, a just cover that 20 points kind of loss. Some of you guys were braced for a 2-touchdown loss, and you got a 1 point. You had a lead at the end, lost to Bama. There's a lot to gain from it, but now let's see if Sark and the players can dial that up the right way. Do you show up to play UTSA thinking, hey, man, we almost beat Bama? Or do you show up with the idea of there's so much more to do, there's so much more to get after? We almost beat Bama, but it doesn't matter. We lost, and we got to get over that hump. Now we know we need to do that plus this. We need to do that plus these things. Because Jeff Traylor's crew is going to come in here with their hair on fire. They are going to come in ready to roll against Texas. You got to be ready for that emotion. Texas emotion dump is going to be way down. The atmosphere is not going to be there again. Do you think there's going to be 105,000 on Saturday, Cameron?
Probably not.
No. There'll be less. It'll come back down. It'll be one of those kind of things. By the way, Saturday in College Station, 104,000 is the capacity. They had 92,000. 92,000 sounds like a lot of people until you see it in a stadium that's built for 104. A little weird. You look up in the section, you see all those silver seats staring at you. The players had to see that. The players at Texas are going to feel something different on Saturday. Can they bring their own emotion? Can they bring their own pop? Because the pop's going to be different. Human nature. It's human nature. You're not going to show up for the UTSA game the way you showed up for the Bama game. I can't wait to see how this team reacts. But there was a lot of substance about Texas that we've been waiting on.
Yeah, for all season, we talked about how we've been, marking down this Alabama game. Well, this UTSA game has been one that we've marked down as, hey, this could be a letdown game. This is one of those trap games, right?
Yeah.
And what Nick Saban's done so well during his coaching career is weeks after playing a big game like this where your team gets up, he's avoided those letdown games, right? Where Alabama has one against like Vanderbilt or the Missouris, right? This is one for Texas right here. This is a really well-coached team. Frank Harris is, I believe he's 8th or 9th in the country right now in passing yards. So how does this Texas team, respond after that? And going back to the Alabama thing, Chad, if you told me that Texas was leading in the fourth quarter,
oh man,
I would have taken that. But if you told me that if Ewers was out in the first quarter and Hudson Carter was playing on a sprained ankle, I would have been like, man, I should have bet the over. I should have bet Alabama.
Yeah, right.
Plus 21.5.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's just so many different angles. I wish I could have whispered in every Texas fan's ear and made them realize that it was true right as they walked into the stadium. Hey, here's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to be up with a minute and a half to go. You're going to or maybe just say what you said. You're going to lead in the fourth quarter. Go. Now go have fun. Like that, but it was such a good energy in there, man. I loved that thing because Texas fans, they do not get to play with house money very often. They don't get to lay in the weeds. They don't get to be under the radar. They don't get to be that. They don't get to play underdog. People doubt us, chip on the shoulder. Now, let's see how they deal with what they have to deal with 364 other days of the year. You're Texas. You got all that talent. How are you guys not any better? Blah, 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 blah. All that mess. How do they deal with it on Saturday night?